Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
So what an account manager is not is a salesperson, because a salesperson is hunting new business, right? An account manager deepens the existing relationships you have, right? And makes sure that we're getting more business from our accounts. And they're not someone who just answers the phone. They're not routing calls. They are answering the phone and resolving the call, right? They're also not your production manager or your project manager. Every time they answer the phone, they should be pulled into something they're actually good at, not something that they don't know. They don't know how to build cabinets. They know what done looks like. They know when there's a mistake happening, but they're not the ones that are building cabinets. Right. What it is like we said, they own the builder relationship, and it's from first contact on an order to the final punch and even beyond. They're sending a gift to the homeowner whenever they move into the house on the new build, or whenever they come back in after the remodel, right? They're the ones asking for pictures for case studies and for adding it to the website and all that kind of stuff, right? You don't want your project manager doing that. Really, it's someone who says, hey, I'm on it when the builder calls. And then we've already said, they're extension of the builder. So the idea is that whenever you have an account manager, you're not reacting to the builder, but you are proactive and you're always a step ahead of what the builder needs. They never have to chase you down. It changes the power dynamic a lot, where builders having authority over you as a sub and you're in a weaker position and you're always behind. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll get it. Right. If you're one step ahead, they're like, man, they're taking care of me, but they know what's going on more than I do,
Right.
And that's where you want to be. So,
Yeah. And as the owner, that's the person you can put on the guy who's a jerk and lies about the time that anyway, I'm thinking of another example. There's some difficult people that you have to please out there.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
you want to keep the business.
So let's go through these phases really quick. Okay, we know what an account manager is. What is the actual process that they go through, right? I think this is, and it's honestly what every owner has done at some point, right? So the first part is discovery and onboarding for the account, especially for new accounts. If you're just getting your account manager in place and you've already had a builder relationship for 8 years, some of this happens internally, right? But the first thing you have to do is just learn how the builder operates. Who are the decision makers inside the company? Who are the different roles that you're going to be talking to and delivering things to? Who do you send the invoice to? Who do you send the design to? Whenever there's a change order, who is the one that's providing that to you? You have to kind of map some of those relationships out so that you can make it easier. And there's also preferences there. Maybe the builder doesn't want you talking to anybody but the builder. Maybe the superintendent is the go-to on everything, right? So you have to understand some of that, and then you have to document it, right? Because you need to be able, if you're going to manage 20 plus accounts potentially, and I'm not a huge advocate for that, but let's just say you are, you need to have it documented so you can actually do it, right?
Or let's say somebody replaces you because you moved to Connecticut.
Yeah.
At least you got a place to start.
Exactly. So then proactive pipeline development. You're not waiting for the call that there's something there. You're looking at permit filings. You're driving around the neighborhoods that the builder's always in, right? You know what's coming before they bring it to you, and you're reaching out first. And that can feel like sales a little bit. But at the same time, sales is about new business, not existing business. For some clients, for some contractors out there, it is about existing business. But in this case, existing business would go to the account manager. New business would go to a business development person, to a salesperson, et cetera, et cetera. So then the quote and design process, right? The account manager should own the quoting, right? And hey, here's ballpark numbers, right? I got the measurements, rough measurements. I've got an idea of the design styles and the materials. I can get you a quote really fast. I think that's really crucial for the account manager to not have to hand off something that the builder wants, like, I'm submitting my bid, I need this like today.
Got to have it.
So to not have a handoff there is really important. And then in terms of the estimating process and the design process, they can do some of that if necessary, but that might be a handoff when you're actually, hey, we're moving forward on that quote, we've approved it, let's get some designs in place. That's probably a handoff at that point, because you're getting in someone who might be too specialized and in the weeds, because that could take a couple of days maybe to get that, really, the CAD drawings and all that kind of stuff, right? Then you have production and install coordination. So we're doing the work now. We've sold it, been approved on the estimate, all that kind of stuff. Now it's just status updates that the account manager's giving. They're checking in before the builder's checking in, right? Instead of the builder calling and asking where are we at, they're checking in with the teams that are doing production, install, and they're getting updates, and they're going to the builder and they're saying, hey, everything's on schedule, no big updates right now, but just let you know we're still on our timeline. Great.
Yeah, perfect.
Yep. Then you go into the post-install, right? And relationship building, that's where you're making sure the quality's there. You're sending videos of the completed work you've done, right? You're doing a debrief call. You're calling the builder, hey, or you're sending him a text, give me a call next time you're in the car driving for 5 minutes. Hey, how do we do on this project? Anything turn out okay for you? What's something we could have done better? Okay. Client happy? Anything that you heard from them? Okay. Really appreciate it. If there's anything that we can improve on this project, please let me know, in the future.
Yep.
How do you want to do the next one? When is the next one? So you should not, I think one thing where people can go wrong here is they say, okay, we got a builder, take it to our account manager. And you really shouldn't be doing that, right? You should have, we've talked about 80-20. Todd Hagopian?
Oh yeah, that's the master 80-20.
Yeah.
But it's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's his name?
Pareto principle or?
Pareto, yeah. Pareto
principle. Yeah.
Pareto principle. Yeah, 20%.
But I mean, you focus on those 20%, right?
Yep.
If you have 10 builders you're working,
80% of your benefit.
Yeah. If you're working with 10 different builders, you've got an account manager on 2. And if that's not enough business for you, then you don't have an account manager. You're still doing it yourself. But when you get to the point where you can't handle it anymore, you maybe train them on the lower accounts. But once they're up and going, your best builders that feed you, your best accounts that feed you business are where they spend their time. So, yeah.
Makes perfect sense. And I mean, what I like most about what you've said is you're an advocate, you're representing your customer inside your company. So, number one.
Yeah, and know that this is going to take a couple years.
Yeah.
This isn't like, they're in place and they're rocking and rolling. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be a steep learning curve and something like this, because it's a lot that you're covering so many different areas.
Well, and in something like that, you've got to match the personality, the person, the capabilities and their personality, their demeanor.
Yeah.
And you can always hire those guys. I mean, you want to bring them up through, and if you know who they are, but sometimes you advance them beyond their, advance to the level of incompetence. You take them up until they're not good at it, and stop right there, leave them. No, you might have to hire them 5 times, right?
Yeah.
To get them. But it's worth it.
Yeah. And I think, again, most of our listeners are probably the account manager, right? If you're working with other GCs and you're a sub, you're probably the account manager. And you are probably trying to hand off pieces of what you do, and it's not working because you're not delegating like a system. You're just giving tasks, but
Right.
You're still the one that's responsible for all of it, right?
Yep.
And so you have to understand how the whole process works in your business, the whole workflow, as I would call it. And then you can train someone how to do that, right? And set the expectations for it. So it's hard. It's going to take time to build, but I think it's a worthwhile thing. I think it sets you apart.
Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you, so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, it might be there, it might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.